Nollywood Handsome Man 2025 took me to Oyi Alex's channel. That's the first time, or maybe the second time, I'll be going to Oyi Alex's channel. Welcome back to my channel. This is G Sweet Julie. Here we talk about everything in the Nollywood. It's no longer news that Ekanem was mentioned as one of the most handsome Nollywood actor 2025. Yes, those who did this mentioning didn't lie because he has every attribute. He looks very handsome. Honestly speaking, very masculine, handsome looking man. And that was the very first time I got to know, because all the while I was guessing if he was a model, I discovered that he truly was a model. So that explains this very handsome look and the way he dresses. Anyway, that's not even the gist for today. What took me to Alex's channel was because of John Ekanem. John, you get power, like you have power, big power. John Ekanem actually took me to Alex's channel to see Meeting Rocket. When I saw the advert, the trailer on John Ekanem's Instagram handle, I said this must be a must watch. I had to trace where the movie was to be streamed, and it was Oyi Alexis. Yes, Oyi Alexis is doing well for herself. It was the very first movie he acted with Clayton Joshua. I've forgotten the name. She was out crying that people pirated her movie and people aren't watching the movie. She spent a whole lot of money and the movie isn't yet 1 million per day, but luckily for her, it became 1 million in a week, in 7 days. Yes, that was when she started out this channel with 14,000 subscribers, and now as of today the subscribers are 190. She's actually doing well for herself. So Meeting Rockets, just like Groom's Prize on Sonia Uche TV, John Ekanem acted. Yes, I think he does well when he acts this village life, more or less like Sonia. When Sonia acts village kind of displayed village acting, he does well. I mean, Sonia does well. The same thing for John. There are people who prefers them speaking good English, polished and all that, but there are still people who prefers the local aspect of their acting. And I think John really portrayed or displayed his character. He was a local champion in this movie, Meeting Rockets. Area boy, very rascal, very tormenting everybody in the village, a thief, a robber, a rapist, anything you can ever call John. That was exactly who he was on this very movie. Those who made this movie were Chioma Nwosu, Ade, AY Ade, and NI Ade. Then yes, Oyi Alex, John Ekanem. These people displayed their line excellently. Oyi Alex happened to have married a man, having been an orphan all her life, decided to not that decided, was an orphan. The movie didn't even start to explain who Alex was all in this movie until the very later part of this movie. She was being tormented by her mother-in-law, Chioma Nwosu, in this movie, who claimed that the house she was living was his son's house, and because his son is dead, she needs to leave the house, the wealth, and the company and go away. But because she wouldn't budge, she decided to make Oyi Alex's life miserable. Oyi Alex in this movie was calm, very good, maybe because she has this nature, this good nature in her, because at the end of the movie we got to know that the house actually was owned by Oyi Alex and not Chioma Nwosu's son, as she claimed right from the beginning of the movie. This movie is everything you could imagine. She was too kind and was really trampled upon. This shouldn't even be, because no human would take this, especially when you know your rights. A house belongs to you, car belongs to you, company belongs to you as a woman, and a woman from nowhere just arrived from nowhere and decided to make your life miserable in your own house, and you kept calm. Well, I'll say it because it is in her nature to be good, because me, I wouldn't take that rubbish. She made her life so miserable that she went insane. Onyalex went insane and lost her senses because of the trauma she was going through, losing her husband, and at the same time being bullied in her own house by a mother-in-law that just appeared from nowhere. Anyways, I'll just call it a movie, because if it's reality, or anyway, she claimed to be an orphan, so having no one to fight for her, but still does not explain why somebody will come to my house to bully me just because of your son and all that. So she, at the end of the day, went insane, and while she was insane, more or less like being mad, Nwosu Chioma tried to take the whole property and everything out from her by going to the village to call in John Ekanem to come and become the husband, and at the same time turned look after Onyalex, who is now mad, because to her she cannot attend to a mad person. While John Ekanem agreed because of the money involved, we also had to use that opportunity to make both of them to get married in order to reclaim the property of Onyalex to herself. Oh, I remember that at this time Onyalex was still very mad, so the only way she could do this was being confined in the house and being fed. While she's still mad, she can go around claiming all the properties, the company, and everything. But the time, what happened is that she came back to her senses while John Ekanem was still attending to her. John, at the end of the day, had a new turnaround that this young lady couldn't have killed her husband, just like the woman Nwosu exclaimed or explained to him in the village, that this young lady killed her son, and that is why she's on a revenge mission to take over the son's property. On realizing that this young lady couldn't kill or harm a fly, he decided to make sure that she come back to her senses. But Nwosu couldn't budge. Chioma Nwosu couldn't budge, asking him to mind his business and or stay on the lane, or better still on the job that brought him to the city. Better take your money and then mind your business and go back. While they were still arguing or still on this issue of going to the psychiatric home to get treated, this young lady, Onyalex, came back or regained her consciousness. Yes, and that was when we knew that the house actually belongs to her. The sum you claim is yours was actually picked from the streets, polished, taken care of, and then married to her. While she was caring, the young man was busy cheating on her simply because she made him make him look like, yes, he's the owner of the house, so that he wouldn't be talked down by his friends, and making him the company head and everything. This young man turned around to pay her back by cheating on her. While he was on the way to go see his woman, he died on an accident. Explaining this whole incident to Chioma Nwosu, she was very sad. Yes, but at this time it is too late to cry. So Alex threw her out of the house and asked her never to come back, that she never wants to see her anymore in that house. Everybody she had helped in this life, all they want to do is to come to her life and then become a gold digger, and that she will never take anymore. But as time went by, having regained her some consciousness and everything, she had to reflect back to who had been part of her life while she was mad. She had the moments with John Ekanem, and that also kept ringing on her head. But she had already sent John Ekanem out of her house because of the anger of men coming to use her and dumping her. But she couldn't get John Ekanem out of her head. At the end of the day, she still went to look for him in the village, telling him, hey, meeting you, rockets, Yes, I think I had something with you him way back, but I really can't place what that is. But John was like, yes, I did, and I fell in love the moment I was taking care of you, and that has really changed me. All those evil or bad boy or whatever I was doing has is no more found in me. I have a complete change man, and both of them had to start by introducing themselves, and that is where the name of the movie came. Meeting John, meeting Rocket for the first time. Yes, this movie is everything. It's very interesting. No one would have even forced me to watch this movie if not for John Ekanem. So if you are a fan of John Ekanem, go straight to Oni Alex's channel and support him of this very well. He did excellent job there. You know, whenever he's acting a local scene, John always displays excellent acting. Anyways, till I come again, I'm just Julia.